Hi, my name is Jonas, this is Sublime Media, and on this channel I talk about records and record related stuff. And today I'm going to show you mostly used vinyl finds actually, with a few exceptions. I have a shit ton of records to show you, so I'm gonna try to fly by them pretty quickly so I won't drag this out too long. So no intro today. As you know, but I have a shop called sublimemedia.se. Check it out. It's mainly for the Swedish audience, but I can send to anywhere in the world. You know, I sell on Discogs all the time. I've done it for years. So if you find anything, just PM me and we sort something out. And the first few records that I'm going to show you, they are in the shop right now. So just go to the shop and order if you're interested. So I'm just going to start off with this 1970s Grail masterpiece, you name it, all the good stuff. This is St. Anthony's Fire. I think that is how you pronounce it, from 1970 on Sonk Records. And Sonk Records were one-off label, so I guess that this is sort of a private pressed record. And if you want an original press, you have to shell out a lot of money. But fortunately, Lion Productions, I think that they are called, and Rockadrome did a great reissue, a great reissue. So you have the sort of the lyrics and inserts, and you also get a small, very cool poster thingy. And ordinary black vinyl, looks great. You get this sort of MoFi sleeve also with it, which is a good touch. So music-wise, this is mind-melting sort of heavy Psych, and if you like what I usually show on this channel, I urge you to check this out. This is amazing stuff. So yeah, St. Anthony Fire. Moving into another, that was a US, did I say that? A US band, and moving into another US band, and this time it's Lance time. Permanent Records have released Stonewall. They did it first time in 2019, I think, and that was the first time it was officially reissued on any sort of official format. So they have put this out a few times. In this case, with my copy, it's a splatter red thingy. Great sound quality, great pressing. So the music, Stonewall were, I think that this was recorded, but might be mistaken, but late 60s, and but never put out. So in one way you could say that this is a private press, but that's not even true, because the band never intended this music to come out, or they never did. Tiger Lily Records is a subsidiary to Roulette, and that was a tax scam label. So Tiger Lily is a tax scam label that wasn't supposed to make money. On the contrary, they wanted to lose money, so they could sort of do tax scams from one label to another. So Tiger Lily took demos and tapes and stuff like that wasn't released, and they didn't even ask the band, most of the time at least, about putting their stuff out. So I think it was in the 90s that the guys from Stonewall noticed that this was released in mid-70s as a DJ promo copy. No one knows how few of the real records are out there, but then it was re-released. You know the deal. So this is actually Lance got a hold of the guys and licensed it and did it legit. Ah, shit, got a call. Sorry, I don't know where I were. But yeah, great one. In my shop, get it. Next one, 1975. This is Zipper, also from Permanent Records and Lance. Again, great release. Great choice. Zipper is from the mad mind of Fred Cole. And Fred Cole were in a Psych group called the Lollipop Shop, I think, in the 60s. US band also. Again, this is, of the bunch that I have shown you right now, this is maybe the most affordable of the ones if you want an original press, because it's said that 500 was pressed out of this, but it's still a few hundred bucks if you want an original. The music is just in the middle of Fred Cole's two projects, I should say, like the Lollipop Shop and Dead Moon that he was in the 80s, and where the Lollipop Shop was a more standard Psych outfit. The Dead Moon was a punk rock outfit in the 80s. So it's Psych, heavy Psych with a punk attitude, I should say. And the hype sticker says for fans of Dead Moon, obviously, Led Zeppelin, Gracious, Jerusalem, and Grand Funk Railroad. And I can agree with that. It's probably along that line. Colored vinyl, great one. And last but not least, so that this isn't only a huge commercial for for Lance and his records, Scrap Metal Volume 2. I just finished listening to this. This is awesome. Like, if you're a fan of the Brown Acid series that Daniel from Riding Easy and Lance is doing, then this is right up your alley. I mean, Brown Acid is heavy Psych, like, and sometimes they venture a little bit into the heavy rock or proto metal. But when they have been out digging, because we are up in 18 volumes of Brown Acid now, when they have been out digging and looking for material, they have stumbled upon stuff that wasn't really for the Brown Acid series. A little bit too heavy, a little bit too 80s, you know, but they saved them and they put them out on the Scrap Metal series now. So we have Volume 1, which is great, and Volume 2 now, equally good. I mean, they are the two most hardworking men in the business, just insane. And on this one you have a blue vinyl. So I urge everyone to get this. I mean, if you are a fan of the Brown Acid series, you will love this. And for metal fans, this would be a dream come true. I mean, the most obscure sort of singles and 7 inches out there that you never could find is on a compilation record, and it's pretty affordable. I mean, just do yourself a favor, get it. This is also in my shop if you're in Sweden, or otherwise you can buy them from Riding Easy Records directly. So yeah, that's it with the new sort of reissues. Let's go into used finds territory. This is Roger Ryggen 1975. I think a grail for many collectors of progressive Swedish rock. And I say progressive because I think that it's labeled and filed with the Proggies when filed. But this is more of a heavy rock record than anything. Some of the songs are in English and some are in Swedish, and it's said to be one of the first heavy metal record in Sweden, 1975. I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, this is not as heavy as some of the bands that came later on in the 70s, and also, I mean, November, or also maybe not as heavy as this, but I mean, they deserve the sort of the heavy rock in Swedish sort of stamp. Anyway, this is an expensive record. And I've never found a good, nice copy of this. I have one copy that is my sort of archival copy. I think I've labeled that as VG+, and I've never seen a better copy out there. This is my 4th I'm owning now. Sold the rest of them. This was a buddy of mine, a collecting buddy of mine. He was selling this, and the price was just like, I couldn't really resist, so I bought it. I swung it through the restoration system, the Kirmuss restoration system, and maybe I got it up to a VG, or yeah, a solid VG maybe copy. No skips or anything like that. So very enjoyable to listen to, but not without some pops and stuff like that. So I'll keep it for now. Maybe I'll sell it later down the line. It's one that deserves to be in every prog collector's home, I think. Okay, so the next one is Kraftwerk's Ralph and Florian. This is the 3rd Kraftwerk. This is the 3rd release from them. The first 2 were just called Kraftwerk 1, Kraftwerk and Kraftwerk 2. So I'm just going to start off with saying that I'm not the biggest fan of Kraftwerk, because it feels like a little bit like Depeche Mode. Either you adore and you listen to only Kraftwerk, or you just shut up, and you can't be like either or. I have some Kraftwerk records. I love Autobahn and the mentioned machine. Radioactivity is also really, really good. And I think that this is... No, Autobahn is my favorite, but this is a close second one. So I would love to have a first press of this, but as I said, I'm not that sort of fan. So when the opportunity rose to get a 1977 Dutch press, and you can tell by the Pop Legends mark on the backside of the sleeve, I bought it, got it for a great price by a friend. So I'm just really happy with having a copy. Now, Kraftwerk, I read, never reissued in modern time, reissued the first 3 records, and I don't think that they have ever played any of the songs live. This is what I read. I mean, I love that sort of that early exploring sort of music from big bands, and this is a beautiful piece of art. Highly recommended. But if you are a Kraftwerk fan, I guess you already know that. So the next one is from 1968 or 69, and it's a cool one. I got it with a big collection, and I haven't got around to play it until now, and it's definitely a keeper. This is Shakey Vic, Little Women You're So Sweet. It's an original UK first press on Pi Records, and it's just a straight up sort of cool blues rock record from that time period. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. The band name is from the main man called Graham Vickery, and I did some research. They didn't really release anything after this. They released 2 records on pretty small labels, never heard those. It just seems very weird. They got great but good reviews from the time. It's on a pretty big label. I mean, the Pi label wasn't the smallest label in the UK. So where did it all go wrong? I have no idea. So yeah, awesome to have, awesome to add to the collection. So just for the sake of it, let's stay in Pi country and let's stay in blues rock country with Status Quo, Mark Ellis, A Greasy Spoon. Again, from the same collection, again, first UK press. And if you don't know Status Quo, if you know Status Quo from what they did in the 80s, shit, think again. I mean, the first 4, at least 4 records. The first one is a little bit too psychedelic poppy to be a masterpiece, but it's still a great one. But the other like 3 or 4 that came afterwards are amazing records, and this is the third one. Great music, 1969. And also, and I think that this is a classic one that you can find in sort of any shop around the world. Everyone has a copy of this. I think they sold pretty good. This is a first UK press, but they pressed so many of these, and rightfully so. This is maybe the last really great one from them, in my opinion. You can feel that sort of boogie woogie rock coming in 1 or maybe even 2 songs. They are leaning a little bit against that sort of pretty dull rock, but the other tracks are great. Fantastic sort of heavy blues rock. That sort of the white blues that came from the UK in this time period. Amazing. Check it out. Okay, the next one, 1968. Again, the UK scene. Again, a band that it feels like you have to be a dead solid fan to really talk about this guy, at least. Mark Bolan. This is Tyrannosaurus Rex. So this is before they took the name TRex. And they also released some psychedelic records in the 60s under the name Tyrannosaurus Rex. This is the first one. And I managed to get a first stereo UK copy on Regal Xenophone. I think that's how you pronounce it. And I've been after this for many years. But this is a schizophrenic collector's item, because if you find it in pretty good condition, it could be super expensive or pretty affordable. It's like there's no rhyme or reason to the pricing of this record. So when I finally found it for a great price from a friend again, I didn't hesitate. It's been on my want list, as I said, for many years. It's a great sort of psychedelic folk with pop leanings. You can really hear where Mark Bolan went after this. Maybe not with the next record, but definitely third or fourth record, venturing to the TRex glam rock thing. But it all started here, and in my opinion, I don't have any TRex records. This is what I want to have and collect in my collection. And again, one that, this is 1966, again, a record that you can find super cheap when priced right. When priced wrong, it's a very expensive record. Not very, but you know what I mean. This is Jorma's. This is a Finnish pop rock outfit from 1966, and I think that this was in the Pokora books, maybe in some other psychedelic book for Finnish, recommended Finnish music, where it all started. Sort of that garage beat thing. Sounds like as good as anything else that came from at least Scandinavia from this time period. It's a cool piece. It's not the best one, but it's a cool piece, and I found it again from a friend. He put a reasonable price on it, so I jumped on it. It's also been on my want list for a while. It's absolutely not a 10, maybe a 6 or a 7 or something like that. But it's a collector's piece, maybe, in my opinion. And if you collect this sort of records from this time period and from Scandinavia, you need a copy. So Jorma's. Okay, so the Litter 1969. I've seen this so many times, like, and I never pull the trigger, and it just get more expensive. It's not a super expensive record. You can find this for like 50 euro or something like that in good condition. But when I started looking for this, it was maybe a 20 or on tops like a 30 euro record. So I think I bought this from Discogs for a great price. Now, Emer Leader was a US band, Psych, rock, maybe a little bit more Psych than heavy Psych. They released 3 records during their time period in the 60s. The first, all of them are worth having. I'm still looking for the first 2. This is my first, and I'm starting with the last one. They finally got a contract with a major label, the ABC Records. This even went to top-selling sort of charts and stuff like that, but they disbanded shortly after this. So when they were going somewhere, they ended it all. This is maybe the most popular one, the most easy one to get a hold of, and yeah, recommended, definitely. So you know by now what kind of music I listen to and what I like to collect. And when you have a collection like this, it's quite the mystery why I haven't bought this before. Like, how can I not have this in my collection? Because it's sort of a pretty famous record. I shouldn't say band or music per se, but the record. And I think that most of it comes from the magnificent cover artwork, but not taking anything from the music. It's a great record. This is a first German press on Harvest, and Harvest, this is actually, I read this was actually a band that they compiled to compete with the horn-based rock music from the time period, like Blood, Sweat and Tears and Chicago. So rock with horns, the greatest show on earth. It's called Horizons. This is the first one. They only made 2. Both of them are equally good. like really, really good, solid records. You can't go wrong with it. And the cover artwork in this case, which just beats the second one to smithereens, it beats most of the records ever, because it's such a fantastic cover artwork. Was made by Hypnosis, which is the collective that did the Pink Floyd stuff. Even the gatefold is awesome. Great music. Just don't be like me. Like, get this. I can't see a future where this is going to be less expensive. Let's just say that, because of the artwork and the great music and being on Harvest. I mean, there is no way that in 10 years time this will cost less than it does today. Yeah, I waited to show these almost last, because I know I will get so much shit for this. But I'm gonna stay true. I'm gonna stay honest. I don't really get it. Like, I'm really trying to get into this group and these records. Not really getting it. So these are not going out for sale or anything. I'm going to keep on listening, keep on trying to see what I don't understand. And they are all like first or second pressings, US pressings. This is the seed. The seeds are garage rock. I think that many would label it as Psych, maybe. I think it's in the Richard Morton Jack book of psychedelic music. So yeah, I've had this for a long time. I played it 3 or 4 times. I just thought that it's time to show it, it's time to file it. I won't play it more until a bit further down the line. And from the big collection, so I've had this for over a year now. This is the third one. I think this is the first and this is the third one. And I have the second one, or the first, or whatever, which came before the other one. So they released 3 records. I think that is worth picking up, at least. Do people say. But I don't know. I don't get it. It's good, but it's not super great. And sometimes you can get these pretty affordable. Sometimes they cost a lot of money. If I would see this, I got them for a fraction of the prices that they go for. But if I was going to try these out, I would be pretty like curious. I mean, get it when it's affordable. Let's just say that. If you want to try it out. Yeah. Please let me know what the thing is about the seeds that I'm missing. Okay, so I'm gonna fly through 3 and then I'm gonna leave you with the last one. This is Brumels, a band that I had no idea about existed, so shame on you guys for not telling me about this band. It's great pop, like Beatlesque almost pop from the 70s. It's so easy to like just you put it on. And they are affordable. They are not expensive at all. I also, from the big collection, I got Canned Heat, the first. And I'm not a big fan of this, but it feels like it should be in the collection. I had a 70s reissue of it that I sold. So yeah, first pressing. And also I had a reissue of Swordfish Trombones. I upgraded to original first. I think this is, yeah, Nordic press. Let's say Nordic. I don't think it's Swedish, it's Nordic. So yeah, classic, if there ever was one. And I'm gonna leave you with this. This is I think a one-off band, and it's sort of an enigma why they didn't do better. Like, because the music is great artwork, big major label, and they only release this. I think so, at least. They only release this. And it has all the ingredients, and this is cheap. You can get this really cheap. So Clearlight, they released their music on Elektra. You can get a first press, not too much. And some of the people went to write Pokemon music, and some of the people went to play with the Doors. I think that one of the guys played on 3 Doors records. You have Paul Rothschild producing, and you have Bruce Botnick engineering. Bruce Botnick also did the Doors records. I mean, it's everything that you would like in a sort of a West Coast psych pop record or rock record. And I don't hear people talk about this that often, and you can get it pretty cheaply, as I said. So obviously highly recommended. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed that. Now I'm going to go and check out our collection. Fingers crossed it's something that is worth getting. And I'll talk to you in my next video. Hope you dug that. Have a great day. Bye. So you made it to the end. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, and give this a thumbs up because it really helps. It really does. Now, if you want more content, then just look me up on Instagram. I put stuff up there before YouTube, so a little bit of what's coming up, so to speak. Again, thank you so much, and have a great day, everyone. I'll talk to you in my next video.